With a few months to go before opening to the public, the pressure is on at Jones von Drehle Vineyard and Winery. Before long, guests will arrive, and the day of reckoning will be at hand.
The customer's got to pick up that bottle. It doesn't make a difference if you like it. Do they like it?
Soon, 6 years of work and planning will be put to the test.
And you stand around and wait for that one moment where someone says, ah, that's really good.
The story starts with two sisters, Ronnie and Diana, who just wanted to start a little business together. Ronnie thought it would be simple.
We talked about different things, and maybe a little store, maybe some jewelry or something like that.
And then Diana's husband had an idea.
We were looking for some farmland to retire on where I could grow a few grapes and maybe make a little bit of wine. And
Chuck said, well, I can grow the grapes and you guys can sell the wine.
Thus was born Jones von Drehle. And it went from being a few acres of grapes to we have the 30 acres and a few bottles of wine to where we produce about 10,000 cases of wine.
With Ronnie's husband, Raymond, now on board, farmland was acquired in 2007.
It was a cow farm, a cow pasture, a little red barn, and there was nothing here.
That was soon to change. The vineyard came first. Construction of the winery began in 2012, and outside experts were recruited.
We have very educated people in the wine industry.
Dan Tallman comes to us with many years of experience. His early winemaking was out of California. He is a degreed enologist from the University of California, Davis.
I'd heard a lot about Jones von Drehle over the years. Were they really serious? And they are. Having a 30-acre vineyard is a serious commitment.
Dan oversees all facets of winemaking here. From the second those grapes, and even before the grapes hit our crush pad where we process them. He works with our viticulturist, Randy Ramey, who's also in California. And together they make sure the fruit that comes into this winery is the best it can possibly be. We grow the classic grapes. We grow Merlot, Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc. We grow a couple of grapes that are a little unknown to people. Petit Manseng, Petit Verdot, great grapes. Ask us about them when you're here.
Turning those grapes into wine is not a simple process.
We will pick early in the morning, and depending on what we're picking, we'll have 20 to 30 people up here, all harvesting. We pick, we hand pick, we cut the grapes off, we put them in large bins, which we then bring straight to the winery. They don't sit out in the sun, we have trackers going constantly, because the philosophy is that grape is at its finest moment when it comes right off the vine. So the sooner we can get it into a tank, let it get chilled down or pressed for a white wine, the better opportunity we have to make great wine.
Today marks the result of years of preparation.
This is really a huge day in this winery because we're bottling our first estate vintage off of this vineyard. And what you're seeing is the culmination. Actually, it's from 2007 to today. And when it goes in the bottle, we're done with it. There's nothing else we can do.
And so we really have tried to develop a range of wines that will not disappoint.
And soon they'll know if that's the case.
So when you open one of our bottles of wine, it's because we have fretted and worried and cared for and put it in that bottle for you.
It's time now to see if all the work has been worth it.
Very nice, very nice.
For me, success will be bringing a friend up here who tastes the wine and says, wow, that is incredible.
It takes a range of people to pull this off. A group of people who very often have very dissimilar personalities and backgrounds come together and make something wonderful.
It goes back to biblical times. Vineyards have been a symbol of man's desire to grow something and make something and craft it every year.
Come see for yourself what they're doing at Jones von Drehle. For North Carolina Weekend, I'm Jeff Cline.